Alright guys, so I'm going to talk to you today about what your print advertisement should look like. So we're going to use a quick little Prezi to help us go through some of the details. So while you're listening to me and waiting for me to get to the very beginning, you are here. Okay, so your print advertisement. This is a very important part of your project. It is basically going to be a poster that you're creating that is going to persuade your audience. So it's nothing that you should have to take a lot of time to go over. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about what you need to include on that poster and just some quick little hints on how you can do well. So let's just quickly get started on the very first thing. And that's the most important, and that's going to be your persuasive techniques. So for the criteria for the print advertisement, you have to choose at least 2 types of persuasive techniques. So you can choose ethos, pathos, logos, loaded terms, or rhetorical questions. And I've kind of broken down everything on here for you. However, you also have notes over all this information, and I'm sure you've already practiced this several times. But just in case, what you see right over here is it says advertisements as a form of argument. You have ethos, you have pathos, you have logos, and it breaks down what the different kinds of techniques are here and how you would use them. So I kind of like this because it gives you like 3 specific things under each. Pathos has 4, logos actually has 4 too. So 3 or 4 different things that you can specifically use if you are trying to persuade using that technique. So I'm going to go through each one of those a little bit more in depth. So with ethos here, you have a picture of Taylor Swift, and she is reading The Giver. And this is an advertisement for the American Library Association. And the reason that this is ethos is because it is persuading us using testimonial. Taylor Swift is, well, I think still a very credible source for young children, older children, and teens. And so if they see her reading, then they're more likely to do the same. So that is the ethos appeal here. When we're looking at pathos, and this says meet Echo, and of course it's this picture of this precious little, I think, golden retriever. And it's actually an advertisement for Pedigree, and it's about pet adoption and don't leave stranded pets. And the reason this is pathos is because just putting the picture of that puppy on there, it gives us this like emotional charge, and we automatically connect with it and feel sorry for the dog. And it makes us want to say, oh, okay, well, let's go out and adopt a pet. So that's why this is pathos. It's all about that emotional appeal. Over here you have logos. It says 100% fruit juice, great taste, kids love. This term right here, 100% fruit juice, that's using a statistic to show what is included in the juice. If a mom was to see that, well, she's going to say, oh, okay, it's filled with 100% fruit juice. Well, that's good for my kid. And the kids love the taste of it. Well, I'm going to buy that. So logically speaking, that's why this appeals to a certain audience. So there's a little wrap up on ethos, pathos, logos. Of course, you can check your notes for more if you need to. All right, let's move on to rhetorical questions. So rhetorical questions are questions that help you create an effect without stating directly what you mean. They are not questions that you want your audience to answer. They're questions that you want your audience to think about. So when you look at this picture of the little kitty cat and the little chick, it says, why love one but eat the other? And that is an advertisement for chooseveg.com. And it's basically telling us in that question, why is it that we have little kitty cats for pets? We don't eat them and we would never consider eating them, but yet we're so quick to eat chicken all the time, which is what a chick turns into eventually. So that use of rhetorical question helps us think, oh yeah, why do we do that? That's super weird. And then we're persuaded not to eat chicken. However, I'm going to still eat chicken. Okay, then you have loaded terms. So loaded terms are those words and phrases that are impacted with a lot of emotion, a lot of feeling that we associate with those words and phrases. So over here, you have, that just says using loaded terms create strong positive or negative reactions from your audience, so choose your words wisely. Whoop, let's go back. Sorry about that. So over here you have an advertisement for Ortho, and it says EcoSense brand insecticidal soap kills insects fast. Just that word, kills, automatically we have some sort of negative association with it, but that's what we want to do if we're talking about it related to insects. So those loaded terms right there. Also in green right here, it says economically sensible alternative pest control. So that economically sensible, that's talking about like, money wise, it makes sense to use this, and it also helps our environment. So those are words that are trying to persuade us. This little cannon right here just says loaded words because some words pack a lot of power, emotion, and meaning. So I've gone over ethos, pathos, logos. I've gone over, why is that doing that? I've gone over loaded terms. I've gone over rhetorical questions. And last, we need to go over the criteria to consider for your poster. This is very important. So you do not want to make this huge poster and it not be effective. So here's some of the things that you need to know. So let's just quickly start with title. Put the title across the top of your poster so that your audience is not guessing what it is when they first see it. The title should grab their attention immediately so that it automatically, they can associate what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Next, it needs to be eye-catching, and it can be eye-catching using effective color, whether that's black and white, depending on where you're trying to persuade again. The size, it does not need to be something super huge because that's distracting, but yet something super small where people can't read it. Neither one of those are effective. So just a regular size poster board that you can simply lay on an easel or something is great. And then, of course, pictures. You need to make sure that you choose appropriate images and pictures. They need to be connected to your product without an explanation from you. The audience just should pick up how they relate. And then a slogan. A slogan is a catchy little phrase or tune sometimes that will help the audience remember your product. Slogans can be included in the poster because it will help the audience remember what you are advertising. And then simplicity. Don't overcrowd your poster. Don't make it where there's too much going on because then that just turns off the audience. So keep it simple, direct, keep it to the point, yet you're still persuading. All right, guys, your posters are going to be great. I look forward to seeing them. I'll leave you with a little quote. Advertising is fundamentally persuasion, and persuasion happens to be not a science but an art. And that is by a former American advertising creative director by the name of William Birnbach. So thank you, William, for your wise words. Good luck on your poster, and you will do great. Okay. Just trying to stop here.